Well, you would think it's a flashback to the days of First Up with Paul Richards and myself. Some really fun days. Well, Mr. Paul Richards is here with us, and he's wearing a different hat this morning. He's a lecturer at SITAL, and he's joined by Miss Anne Marina White, Executive Director. And they're here talking to us about the SITAL College. And SITAL College is, of course, offering new diplomas in journalism and media studies from the Association of Business Managers and Administrators. Good morning and welcome. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having us.
It's a pleasure. Now, we're talking a little bit about SITAL, and I'd like to ask Ms. White, for those who may not really be too familiar, let's talk a little bit about SITAL in terms of the programs that the school offers.
Right. SITAL offers a range of programs from foundation courses all the way to master's degrees. What we have been doing is expanding the curriculum, looking for opportunities for our core demographics, to expand career options, to enter into their own businesses. And what we're trying to ensure is that all our students are provided with the full range of opportunities, so that if you have students who have left secondary school, who want to start a career, there are programs that they could embark upon. You have professionals who have been employed for a number of years, who are looking perhaps for a change of career, who are looking for a promotion, who are looking for something different, and there are opportunities at the school to do that. For us, one of the most important things about education is ensuring that we don't only provide the qualifications or the opportunity to gain a qualification, but we want our SITAL College graduates to distinguish themselves. What we have found is traditionally there are lots and lots of people who graduate with very good qualifications. When they are in the workplace, they struggle with basic skills, basic attitudes and behaviors. And it's important for us as an institution that has been around for about 26 years that we don't only provide the opportunity to gain a qualification, but they must leave with something that enhances their abilities. So we actually have a SITAL College Graduate Creed, which is it's introduced at all levels, and the faculty, the support staff, our academic director, we are all very focused on ensuring that those qualities actually get transmitted to the student, so that they leave with something extra, more than just the qualification they came to pursue.
Right. So the focus is not just on the classroom in terms of the chalk and talk method of teaching. You actually prepare students for the world of work.
Yeah, I think that's critical, because at the end of the day, we all and most people would pursue a qualification to ensure that they have a meaningful career. And one of the things we have noticed, and I think the public has noticed, is that the level of service within Trinidad and Tobago needs some improvement. And I say that very lovingly, because we know that people are busy, people are not always prepared to give of themselves in a service sector. But without those high standards that we've grown to expect when we travel abroad and we see the level of service that we can provide, I think, to me, that's one of the critical areas that needs to be addressed. And it does not happen because you put somebody in a customer service workshop. Yeah. It does not happen because you bring in a trainer to your organization to deliver a two-day course. It happens over a period of time. And if someone is spending a year with us, 2 years with us, 3 years with us, we have sufficient time to, we don't want to use the word indoctrinate, but certainly emphasize to them the critical nature of what they are going to be doing, the importance of exceptional customer service, and how exceptional customer service actually leads to high productivity, and by extension, it provides opportunities for the whole of the national community. So in my view, education ought not to be just an opportunity to gain a qualification. You don't get a job because you have a qualification. You get a job because of who you are, how you present yourself, what skills, what value you bring to the organization.
And SITAL is certainly continuing to expand. And Paul, we talk a little bit about the new diplomas in journalism and media studies. What are your thoughts on that direction SITAL
I'm really
is
happy
taking?
to be partnering with SITAL with this. I've been actually a student of SITAL, been able to complete my MBA because with a heavy workload and while doing another program of study at a postgraduate level, and because of the service and support that had been offered by SITAL, I was able to complete an MBA in just about 20 months while doing another course of study and having a heavy workload. So I think I came into contact with SITAL many years ago, and what struck me about SITAL is the staff and the ability to support students, most of whom are working, but SITAL also has the younger students in a really meaningful way and able to walk you through heavy programs from the diploma level to associate degree to full degree to postgraduate MBAs and support you every step along the way with a busy schedule. So, and I think adding this new journalism and media studies program is interesting. You were talking in the interview before about media and journalism and the fact that the space has opened up so significantly in Trinidad and Tobago, as you and I and our colleagues well know. 35, 36 radio stations, 11 television stations, and a burgeoning digital media possibility now. So this Association of Business Management and Associate and Administrators degree, which is globally accredited, by the way, from the UK, offers the opportunity for practitioners and the newcomers to avail themselves of critical training and opportunity in initially Diploma 4, Level 4, Diploma Level 5, and Diploma Level 6. Which really gives you the opportunity to come in at different levels. One, as total newcomers, and secondly, with 2 years experience and 4 years experience, and eventually matriculate into undergrad degrees and full postgraduate degrees at a globally accredited university.
Wow. Now, you spoke about practitioners and newcomers, so everyone can benefit from this. For the newcomers, what are the entry requirements?
Well, the entry requirements for Level 4 are three qualification or equivalent plus CXC Math and English grades 1 to 3. If you also have some level of professional experience or semi-professional experience, you can be assessed on a one-on-one basis depending. And the good thing about SITAL also is that even in the other programs that SITAL offers, there is a step program to matriculating you up even into the Diploma 4, 5, and 6. So there's always that support given to people who may not have the initial entry requirements to help you achieve your dreams and goals.
Right. Now, this approach is not strictly theoretical. So you're actually exposing children or students, in this case, to that actual environment. You're presenting, you're pitching your voice. How is it in a classroom for you?
Well, the thing about SITAL, and this applies to all SITAL's programs, is even at a postgrad level in MBA I did, we all in every of the 12 modules had to reenact and do theoretical and practical applications of real life situations so that you don't go out, as Mrs. White indicated, into the world of work with a piece of paper. You understand how to deal with issues, challenges, and think critically about solutions, which is what any employer wants in terms of the performance of any employee. In these cases, in Level 4, the diploma, the mandatory units include construction of a story in journalism, interviewing, research in journalism, broadcasting. SITAL also has a broadcasting cohort. We're entering cohort 3 soon,
cohort 3.
Which I am the lead facilitator in that. But this is expanding it into the other aspects of journalism now. Level Diploma 4, so internet broadcasting, which is huge now and limitless, and also public relations for journalists. That's Level 4 diploma. At Level 5, some of the mandatory units include print and online journalism. Again, you see that digital space coming in. Journalism and the law, which is very important, as we know, in the present environment, in the Trump era, if I can call it that. Convergent journalism, which is radio, television, internet, and how you bring it all together. Notation and transcription for journalists and editing roles in journalism, because we know very often we see people like us in front of the camera, but they are a huge support system behind master control, editing, news coming together to make the finished product. And in Level 6 diploma, we have principles and rules of the journalism or journalists, specialized reporting for media, something that's very important in Trinidad and Tobago and any part of the world in terms of the fourth estate, which is media. Investigative journalism, which we all know is critical in uncovering alleged corruption and malfeasance in corporate worlds, freedom of information in media law, and standards and ethics in journalism, which is also equally important. So it really runs the gamut of every aspect of journalism, and you can go from diploma level 4, 5, and 6, and then matriculate into an undergrad degree and a full postgrad master's in a specialized area.
What about video journalism? Has that also been an area of focus in this program?
Absolutely, and especially in a space where everyone now with a cell phone
Yeah.
thinks they're a journalist, and there's a difference between blogging and journalism. So when you say video journalism, it means that you have to understand the basic and foundational principles that apply to journalism, and then apply that in a technical context with a video camera, and understanding how to build a story and tell the story and all sides of a story credibly and offering that balance. That is mandatory with journalism.
Yes. Wow, now this is a wide range of topics. You all seem to have it, on par. How does it compare to other institutions, other tertiary institutions who offer similar programs?
I think the strength of the program is twofold. First of all, it's a UK accredited program, and we have the added advantage of their continually reviewing the diploma. I think that's really critical, because you don't want to do a diploma that gets stale dated within a year, within 2 years, etc. And the regulators in the UK make this mandatory review of program. So that's one. The second major strength is in the people who are actually going to be delivering this program. Paul is the lead faculty, and even in the short broadcasting course that we have, which runs for 8 weeks, Paul brings in a number of, he has brought in a number of very renowned journalists. Dennis McCormy, yes.
Crosby,
yes.
He's a broadcaster.
So from the point of view of the facilitators, we are looking for the best people. Journalism, to me, is too critical an activity not to trust it to good people, because journalism informs people's opinions. It does so many things. And for us, the integrity of journalism, again, and this goes back to our own belief as an institution, that producing people to go out into the workplace ought not to be a production of just people with qualifications. There needs to be integrity. You need to understand ethics. You need to understand what are high standards, and that is all part and parcel of the SITAL college experience. That's how we do things in our institution. So we are looking for high standards, good people to deliver, and accredited programs. And I just want to add, because this is really a passion of mine, is we need in education to not make education just about big numbers and big graduation ceremonies. It is about, to me, making education a very personal experience. So when Paul spoke earlier about the progression opportunities for students, what we actually do is that we see individuals and do what we call our progress maps for each student who actually gets into our institution. So at the end of the day, the student starts off maybe at a diploma level, but sees the end where they can reach. And one of our mandates is to ensure that we progressively make the opportunities available to get them there.
And if I can add, when you ask about how does it compare to other programs that may exist in Trinidad and Tobago, because, and I'm not saying local programs aren't good, but because this the home base is a UK accredited, and the program originated in an environment where the likes of the globally recognized BBC and Sky TV, this program has trained persons that operate in that space. So if you understand the requirements to work at the BBC or Sky TV, or any of those globally recognized institutions, you understand the global standards that are set with a program that comes out of the UK, and also has the other added component of having local practitioners who have vast experience, adding the local and Caribbean context to it. So I think that combination of international and local context and training is going to be invaluable to any person who avails themselves of the programs.
Based on your experience, have you been noticing a lot of people gravitating towards this particular field?
Yes, when you look around at the number of radio stations, the number of television stations in Trinidad and Tobago, and the number of independent producers. I mean, this is journalism and media practice, but the principles that one can gain here will apply to any field of media and entertainment on a wider scale. And because Trinidad and Tobago is such a fertile creative ground, people are documenting at every stage, digitally and otherwise, and will be able to apply any of the skills they learn here or they gain here to any field of media, journalism, or entertainment practice in Trinidad and Tobago at a really high standard. And also, because it's a globally accredited certification, you have the opportunity of working anywhere in the world because of the level of the accreditation.
Now, you mentioned an 8-week broadcasting program. What is the structure of that?
Well, it's a similar structure where we go with similar modules. We started it because, but Mrs. White always tells us in terms of the program, we want the students to leave in a competent manner. So it's 8 weeks in paper, but we really have gone as many as 10 or 12 weeks in them, because if the students or learners feel that they want more time to develop the skill sets, we provide that, although it's 8 weeks in paper, because we want, as Mrs. White said, not for you to leave with a piece of paper. We want you to leave competent in a particular field. So we had news writing, public relations, journalism at a basic level, broadcasting techniques, because you can learn all the journalism you want. If you can't deliver it in a professional manner, then you could fall short. So it's really comprehensive and wide-ranging. And we assess each student independently as you start the cohort. So everyone gets individual attention for their particular needs as they go along.
Wow. Now, for the working student, you said that it's structured around their schedule, but we all know in the media, the work hours are insane. So it really does apply.
Yes.
All right. Well, that's great to know. So anything else you'd like to add in terms of schedule of classes as well?
There are 3 intakes for the year, and students can hop on in September. And we say hop on because of how the modules are run. You can actually start at any point in time. There were 3 intakes for the year. The next intake is in September. We are actually currently taking applications, and then there is an intake in January and another intake in July. I think what is also very important for students is the affordability.
Yes.
And those things can be discussed with our course advisors in terms of providing students with an affordable payment plan per month, because we know people are working, they have to schedule their finances accordingly. And of course, we make it very convenient, as Paul is saying. It's really
weekends and evenings.
Weekends and evenings for working people.
Okay.
So I think it's a good program. It's it ties in with a lot of the needs of society where journalism and professional studies are concerned. And we are just happy to have launched a program. We are particularly proud of the faculty who are going to be delivering on this. And I think, to me, in essence, that makes the core distinction. It's who you learn from.
Yeah.
And of course, group rates to media houses.
Group rates to media houses.
Because media houses always want to train and retrain their staff to operate at a higher level.
So it's a good
So that's
opportunity
also
as well.
important. And experience, practical experience in the field, also serves as an entry qualification. So it's not only academic qualifications we consider.
Wonderful. Also, where is SITAL located?
It's in Tacarigua. It's on the main road in Tacarigua. There's easy access via the bus routes, the Eastern Main Road, and we have a very huge car park, because that's a major concern that people have. Where am I going to park my car? It's safe, secure. So that's where we make the convenience. We sort of plug our convenience. A lot of things that we do is really about making opportunities accessible, available, and convenient.
Wonderful.
And of course, Facebook, Instagram, you can just
yes.
Google and get information in terms of contact information and entry information.
And registration as well. You can register online.
You can submit your registration documents online, yes.
Wonderful. Sounds fantastic. Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure chatting with you.
Thank you for having us.
It's a pleasure. Well, we now take you to our travel weather forecast.